These are the 10 biggest Quest 2 sins. Playing one game only is like the worst thing you can ever do. You didn't have anything to do, so you bought a Quest and just played Gorilla Tag because you saw Jamin, Curly, and VMT playing this game. But this is a big problem, and here's why. I think the Quest 2 is more than just a gaming device. It's a device where you can experience so many things that just aren't possible in real life. Making yourself play a game where you're a gorilla with no legs and 2 arms can really ruin your entire VR experience, in my opinion. If you don't agree, that's just too bad. You can see amazing games with beautiful graphics or have fun time talking to people in VR chat with the Quest 2's hand tracking, and not a lot of people have hand tracking on other VR headsets. Playing one game is just like a waste of money. Like, you might be having fun or whatever, but if you go out of your way to try out new experiences, you will have a whole new time with your Quest 2. So here's another sin that is the second biggest sin with the Quest 2, and the biggest one is at the end of this video. Using the head strap that came with the Quest 2 is the worst thing ever. I mean, this thing is worse than Sleepy Joe.
2, 10, 12, 15. Oops, stepping on a... There's a... It's black. Anyway.
When I bought my Quest 2 in early 2022, I was so excited to use it, and after using it for a while, I realized that the head strap is the worst thing in the entire world. It made the Quest 2 feel very front heavy, and it was really sluggish when I had to whip my head around back and forth when I'm playing a shooter game like Pavlov. I hated it so much that I decided to get a head strap off of Amazon, but I quickly ran into my second problem, and that is the Quest 2 head straps are way too expensive for no reason. But since the Quest 2's head strap is maybe even the worst thing in the world next to greatest Gorilla Tag players, I went ahead and bought one. I recommend you guys buy one as well. So what is the moral of this story? The Quest 2 head strap is terrible, worse than your grades, and I recommend you guys buy another one. But this next sin might be one of the worst of them all. Here's something that you should never do with your Quest 2, and that is leave it in direct sunlight. My friend left his Quest 2 by his window around 6 months ago, and then when he went to put on the headset, he ran into a problem almost immediately. There was a spot on his Quest 2 when he was trying to play a game, and he experienced something called lens burn-in. Now, if you don't know what this is, Quest 2 lens burn-in happens when you leave your Quest 2 near a window, and sunlight comes in and burns the lens inside, causing there to be a burned spot or with dead pixels and whatever, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. You're pretty much done for the rest of your life. It's over. It's donezo's. And the only way to get this fixed is if you take it to a repair store like Best Buy's, Geek Squad, I don't know, or you send it back to what's his face, Zuckerberg. But speaking of getting something fixed, the next thing I have on this list is not playing the free game trials, and I know it has nothing to do with anything getting fixed, but I just said playing free games is something that everybody and their grandmother enjoys. But let me tell you a story about how free game trial led me to change my entire opinion of just one game. So I was scrolling on my headset looking for another game to play, and then this game called Wraith Into the Oblivion, I know it sounds super cool, was in my face, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna play this game. So I downloaded the free trial and then hopped right into it, and that's when the problem started. As soon as I hopped right into the game, it was just a snooze fest. I was reading and reading. I think I read more now playing that game than I have in the past 6 months reading any book. Now, I thought this game was gonna be a banger before I played it, but it just turned out to be the most boring Quest 2 game on the market. I was just completely disappointed. The moral of the story is, before you buy a game, guys, play the free trial first instead of just looking at the trailer. Next thing I have on this list is buying the Quest 3 next to the Quest 2. Tommy is a friend of mine who just bought a Quest 2, and then when he got home, something huge happened. The Quest 3 trailer dropped with all the new features like better pass-through, better graphics, better controllers, and so much more. So at this point, he was disappointed and he didn't know what to do, so I just told him, just keep the Quest 2. It's not even about missing the Quest 3, but if you just bought it, you should have waited a little bit longer for it to get cheaper. Quest 3 comes out, and honestly, it's just a missed opportunity. It's like how a new iPhone comes out every year, and the iPhone from the year before just gets a little bit cheaper. It's terrible for people who have to go through this. But this next sin is super annoying, and here's why. Sharing your Quest 2 with friends is something that I hate doing. My friend came over and wanted to try out my Quest 2, and immediately we ran into a couple of problems. First, I had to adjust the head strap to fit his ginormous head, and after 5 minutes of trying to figure out how to use the head strap, next we had to change the IPD, and that was a task of its own. That took us like 20 minutes trying to get the blurriness correct just for me to realize that he wears glasses. So after that, my friend played on the Quest 2 for about 30 minutes, and then he was dizzy and took it off. So after all of that adjusting and wasting time, he just took it off and never played it again. So I had to put it back on, tighten the head strap, change the IPD to whatever it was, and do everything myself. This was really annoying and a waste of time. I wish it just automatically adjusted itself and had a better IPD adjustment. But this next thing is probably one of the worst, I think, ever on this list. If there's one thing that every Quest user and their uncle has done is use SideQuest. I've done it, your mom's done it, your uncle, grandma, your cat. SideQuest is an app that has 1,000,001 free games where you can download from, and they also have settings to customize your Quest 2. You can change the sharpness of your Quest and a whole bunch more. This is great for downloading applications to your Quest, like if you're downloading an APK of Discord and wanted to set it up on your Quest, or maybe you would want to do that to another app like Spotify and put that on your headset. Now, I'm gonna be real, in terms of the games, I think that 99% of those are total crap. I mean, I can make a better game than half the games on SideQuest on my very first try. try. Totally not lying. But speaking of terrible apps, one day my friend named Sam went to buy a better charger for his Quest 2 that is not the official Quest 2 charger. This is the fatal mistake that he made. It all started on a Sunday afternoon. He killed his Quest 2 playing Gorilla Tag. So he went to Best Buy and bought a better charger for his Quest 2. But what happened next was the worst thing for Sam. His Quest 2 lasted way less than it did before. He obviously hated it, and so did I. And if you're confused as to why his Quest 2's battery life got worse, here's why. Using another charger from a different company that is not Facebook or Meta in this case caused the Quest 2 to sort of overcharge. After a while, the maximum capacity of the Quest 2's battery will go down. In simple terms, worse battery life for you. I know it sucks. Just stick to the charger that came with the box and you're gonna have a great time. But this next one is the weirdest sin of them all. When I first got my Quest, I tried a lot of things, and one of those things was YouTube VR. Now when I went there, I watched some YouTube videos, and then something happened that I didn't like. The experience of watching YouTube in VR it's terrible. I swear, having that heavy headset on while trying to enjoy a YouTube video is one of the most annoying things ever. I mean, my cheeks start drooping, I start sweating, it starts getting hot. Like, it is the worst experience ever. I hate it. I hate all of it. And finally, the biggest sin that you guys have been waiting for, please go grab popcorn, we're gonna watch this, alright? And that is pirating Quest 2 games. A couple of weeks ago, I was scrolling on YouTube and I found a comment that said, I like to pirate Quest games and not have to worry about money. Now, I just scrolled past this, not thinking a lot about it and just into other comments. But nowadays, I'm starting to see more and more comments from time to time. Now, I'm not gonna expose you guys for doing what you gotta do, but in no way do I promote doing this. And this is my take on the whole situation. Don't pirate, but spend money on good games that support good companies that you really want to support. In my opinion, I think that at least 95% of the Quest games are utter and complete trash. Most of them look like mobile games or are super boring for no reason. In conclusion, I'm telling you guys to be selective with the games that you play. Don't waste your time playing games that you don't like or games that you think are trash, but only play it because you spent money on it. If you guys enjoyed this video, let me know about this one, about 10 Quest videos or something like that. Oh, by the way, I rebranded the channel. It's no longer Polytech, now it's just KSR Incorporated. I think the channel needed to change clothes and freshen up a little bit, look a little bit fancier, you know what I'm saying?